From where you are, gently start to bring yourself onto all fours, taking the kneecaps together to touch, and find a few cat-cows. It's just warming up through the spine. The body should be warmed up. Hopefully you've done a couple of add-ons before you come into this arm balancing set. And listen to your body at any point if you need to adjust, or if you need to maybe touch down and not come into that particular arm balancing pose, or maybe you want to do one of your own, more an advanced posture, so feel free to do that. Always doing it under your own discretion, whatever it is that your body can handle and whatever it needs. So we're going to start with a crane. You're going to start to lift up the knees and plant the feet on the mat about hips width. You're somewhere near the middle of your mat. Start to bend through the elbows and then lifting through the heels, spiking them up. Bend your elbows deeper so it's almost like you create a tricep shelf. You're going to do your best to take the kneecap in and around the armpit area and resting the top of the shin onto that tricep shelf. Maybe one toe comes up, maybe the other toe comes up. Try to find your balance. Keep the eyes looking on the mat. Hold for a few breaths, and then maybe release, touch down, and just continue to repeat. With time, you'll get more comfortable. You can hold the posture a little bit longer, perhaps even going for a jump back if you want to come into a vinyasa thereafter. So taking about 20 more seconds of play and practice. Whether you're doing a jump back in a vinyasa set or maybe just a forward fold, take a couple more breaths. And we're going to meet in the middle of the mat in a wide-legged squat. Your palms can stay grounded just in front of you, or your palms can come to prayer. Okay, about 2 breaths here. We're going to try our best to come into a balancing splits. Okay, but on the palms. There's no graceful way of coming into this, so just prepare yourself. But when you're ready, let's touch the palms down. You're going to come into lizard pose, so stepping that right foot off of the mat a little bit. And then from there, you're going to take that right arm behind the right calf. And you're going to take your left arm not parallel to the right, but a little bit lower. So then when you start to lower down the weight to the body, that elbow of the left is digging into the side, left side, just above the hip. From there, you're playing around with your body weight, shifting yourself forward, and then trying to extend that right leg up and straight ahead, and then kicking that left leg up and back. Maybe the tip of the nose can come close toward the mat, and you're just gonna do the same thing that you did in crane, where you try to hold it for a few breaths and you just continue to play. 20 seconds. At any point, if it's becoming too much on the wrists, come into a kneeling position, and you're just gonna flip the palms to face up. Allow the fingertips to press on the mat, and just breathing into the front of the wrist, or maybe just massage out the palms, the wrist area. Okay, we've got about 5 more breaths wherever you are, and we're just gonna switch. So this is more of a playful add-on, so it doesn't have to be perfect in how these postures look. You're just planting the seeds, so the next time you come back, it gets stronger and stronger, and then you can hold these postures for longer periods of time. And as you get into advanced movements, you could just add them throughout your flow. In the next couple of breaths, you're going to switch. So let's step that left leg forward. Coming into that lizard set, left arm behind the calf. Right palm is a little bit lower, so as you lower down the weight of the body, you're able to rest the elbow of the right into the top line of the hip, and then coming into that balance again. Shifting your weight forward, So then you could start to lift that left leg up. Your tip of the nose comes close toward the mat. And you're doing that again a few times, okay? So we've got just a few more breaths. Keep playing. At any point again, if you need to stop, circle out through the wrists, massaging the top or the back of the arm. Really adjust and modify to what it is that the body needs. Every day is going to be different. Okay, the next one, you may need a wall. You're coming into your headstand. Feel free to change this into a handstand, or you're doing support with the wall, okay, and then with the forearms. So you're going to twist your body, so you're coming into the lengthwise of your mat, especially if you have a wall behind you. And you're going to take your fingertips to the baseboard, and then you're going to take the left palm to the middle of the forearm, and then that's where you're going to step the right arm back, okay? Fingers can interlace, or you can come into a grip that feels comfortable, but you're creating the shape of a triangle from your palms to the elbows, okay? From here, you're going to lift up through the hips, you're going to plant down the crown of the head, and then you're going to tiptoe the feet closer toward the elbows, and then maybe one leg comes up, maybe the other. The wall is right there. And then with time, you could try to find that balancing point. So try not to move the head, obviously. You could always touch the feet to the wall if you need some break. But keep the weight right into the middle back side of the head. So the backs of the palms are basically supporting and cradling the back of the head. If you want to play, maybe try to find splits. When you're ready to come out, just as you came in, you're coming out, coming into that seated, kneeling-like position, and then just take a few breaths. Try not to bring your head below the heart. Let the body slowly come back into a state of balance. Take a few breaths here. Perhaps you come into second set. We're going to come into, let's do one more bonus posture. You could feel free to do any of the three that we've done. You can use this time to do another balancing pose that you'd like, but you're going to try to come into a flying pigeon. Okay, one of my favorite. Haven't done it in a long time, so we'll see how this goes. You're going to come to stand in the middle of the mat. Okay, so slight bend to the knee. Take that right ankle just on your left thigh, flexing the foot. Hinge from the crease of the hips and plant the palms down. Just like you did in that first pose, you're going to lift up onto the heel, bend the elbows to create a tricep shelf. Try to take the right kneecap into the armpit. Your left foot wraps around your left tricep. And then slowly step that left foot back so you can start to find balance here. Maybe all you do is lift the left foot off of the mat. Trying to rock the weight forward. You could always take a block under the head if you want a little more support and balance. Always good to come into these after a few leg stretches, so then you have that flexibility to try to lift the back left leg. Every day is going to be different. Take a few more breaths here to attempt it. And then we're just going to meet down in a squat. Shake out the head a little bit, bobbing one ear from one shoulder, the other ear to the next. And we're going to switch sides here. Pressing into the heels to rise. Take that weight onto the right leg, micro bend to the knee. Coming into that figure 4 stretch. Hinging from the crease of the hips. And then do your best to perch up onto the heel, plant the palms shoulders width. Bending at the elbows, create that tricep shelf. Kneecap of the left into the armpit. Left foot wraps around the tricep. And then just start by rocking the weight forward, lifting up the right foot. If it's there on this side, you could try to attempt to lift and kick. If it's not, that's okay as well. Few more breaths, few more attempts. When you're ready to come into that kneeling position, tuck the toes under behind you so you can get into the fascial plane at the bottom of the feet. And then just hold here. As the body's heart rate slowly starts to come down, scan from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. If you need any kind of counter or you need any kind of a release pose, feel free to explore that. But we're going to get ready for the next add-on. Whether you're resting as you are, down dog, or child's pose.